Oh, the buzzing of the bees and the cigarette trees, the soda water fountain, where the lemonade springs and the bluebird sings in that big rock candy mountain. On a summer's day in the month of May, a burly bum come a-hiking down a shady lane near the sugar cane. He was looking for his liking. As he strolled along, he sung a song of a land of milk and honey, where a bum can stay for many a day, and he won't need any money. Oh, 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 oh. The buzzing of the bees and the cigarette trees, the soda water fountain, where the lemonade springs and the bluebird sings in that big rock candy mountain.
Here's a song for all you duckies. Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum, bum. 6 little ducks that I once knew, fat once, skinny once, fair once too. But the one little duck with the feather on his back, he led the others with his quack, 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 quack. He led the others with his quack, quack, quack. Boom, 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 boom. Down to the river they would go, a wibble wobble to and fro. But the one little duck with the feather on his back, he led the others with his quack, 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 quack. He led the others with his quack, quack, quack. Boom, 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 boom. Home from the river they would come, a wibble wobble, ho hum hum. But the one little duck with the feather on his back, he led the others with his quack, 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 quack. He led the others with his quack, quack, quack. Let's hear the big quack singing too. Oh, 6 little ducks that I once knew, fat ones, skinny ones, fair ones too. But the one little duck with the feather on his back, he led the others with his quack, 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 quack. He led the others with his quack, 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 quack.
Awesome. You can hear them. We're going to go where those bad boys are riding their bikes very fast. We're sitting on Mrs. Mallard. That's a girl.
Mallard.
Yeah.
Got a lot of the back of the swan boats playing the trumpet.
Now, what does that statue mean?
Ow, 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 oh, ah!
Okay, let's get see all your faces. Sam, where's your face? Okay, Josh and Libby. Becky, where's your...
Nothing's going on in there.
I was telling them, if we were trying to surprise Molly, they forgot something.
I think the neighbors are going to come over.
Guys!
Guys are going to set They're dying. Should I blow them out or just let them burn out themselves and die?
It only takes me seconds.
This is a reenactment of the Great Fire of Nantucket.
That's horrible.
I want my money back.
Oh, man.
Final day with Molly. Let's see again.
Call me when you get to me.
Found my thrill on Blueberry Hill, on Blueberry Hill. When I found you, the moon stood still on Blueberry Hill. Lingered until my dream came true. The wind in the willow played love's sweet melody, but all of those vows you made were never to be. You caught me still, for you were my thrill on Blueberry Hill. The wind and the willow played love's sweet melody, but all of those vows you made were only to be. Though we're apart, you caught me still, for you were my thrill on Blueberry Hill.
Up to Blueberry Hill. Hey, Livy, you got some blueberries? Just like Sal? Let's see.
Okay. I'm a bear, and I'm gonna eat these blueberries. Share with us.
Oh yeah, now I got it on film how ungrateful you are, how stingy you are. Now I can play this anytime I want. You want your
You just stick your hand down.
total obedience.
Oh, this is a large cat.
One hand is eating, the other hand is picking.
I got the biggest fish, whatever. Big Shut up, Liv.
Oh,
Well, I have 100, Mom. You can't count them.
well, how many do you think you have?
I have 100,000.
Why?
What happened, Beck?
Dropped all my blueberries. No, Libby, don't get close to me. No.
Okay, Mom.
I just want to show you. Blueberries for sale finally came true. Look at all these.
Wow. What are you going to do with them now?
I'm gonna keep picking until it gets really full. Then I'm gonna jump on them.
Bye-bye. Libby, watch out. I'm going to pick them all up. Hello.
Hi, Mama.
After my horrible spill here.
That's good.
History buffs, all that kind of stuff. There's just an experience that's available through a natural setting, whether it's outdoors or whether it's man-made.
Yeah.
And this is real. And that's the way life should be. It's the kind of excitement is that there's anything that they have seen on the vacation, and yet no one has orchestrated this experience other than to put this land in trust so that people can walk on it. Doesn't say any place that this is a blueberry hill. Doesn't say anything about Robert McCloskey.
We both have zero.
You got to figure that out for yourself.
Whatever they call it.
Those are things so exciting about for the kids is it conveys the sense of the great timeless pleasures of life that one can participate in fantasy, but you can actually go there and it really takes place.
Ready? Flunk. Flunk.
You're going straight to it.
It's better right off the bush.
This is my famous bear, blueberry eating.
Watch
You would like to know he has blueberries in that pocket and he is eating them.
Come here, Sam.
Josh is the one that gets the quaky leg.
Hello up there! Hello! And now for your final act, Josh will dive into a bucket of water. Are your legs wobbly, Josh?
wind just started up, and we're like, ah!
Yeah, you would fall dead.
Stop spinning, Josh.
Cottage in Maine.
Things that make it work.
Tag team.
One of my favorite kind of. And deciduous trees and.
Fernland.
Does Fernland live?
That's how he is. That's how the other organization is, and that's how Dan Flynn is, and he's just that's how the personality difference is, you know. And he said that that I can just go and I'll just go. I don't think it should be a problem, you know. I think that it's what you want to do is great, and I'm gonna totally support you on this, and you can just work kind of you can pretty much train under us, but just be in between and who you actually work for. You know, you can write for them some of the time, work over here, you know, and so you'll basically be in between these two internships and just kind of share your time. And I don't think he should have a problem with it because he will be getting an intern, so will I, you know. So that shouldn't be any problem, and I don't see why he would have any problem with that. So I can just go over and talk to him, and it'd probably be best if I went over and talked to him and told him, you know, what you wanted to be doing and what I thought you should be doing, and
I mean, and basically, this is the guy who's had a good attitude.
But, you know, I was talking to him, and I was saying, I don't really know where to go from it. He said, well, why don't you just let me talk to him? So he said that he was going to talk to him sometime today, and then just give me a call back and just get the whole thing just, you know, solidified, like, today, and just, you know, just know where I stand, and what place I'm going to be going to, and, you know, who to talk to, and all that kind of stuff, so.
Good.
So don't worry about it, Becky. We'll take care of you.
Oh, well, that's good.
So yeah, he's a really nice guy. A little like I wasn't quite sure what he was, you know, saying, you know, because he was able to write for AIM. You know, well, that wasn't exactly what I didn't really want to be writing for AIM anyway. You know, I just wanted to be more part of their group. And he's saying, well, you'll probably be set up in the back of this office, you know, and you'll be on our side, and you'll be reporting to me, and anything that, you know, happens, you'll be going through. Dan has to go through me anyway, you know. So it seems like I'm just going to be going there and kind of and right now I'm in between the two, you know, because right now I'm involved in both organizations, but you know, I'll just have to be finding my niche when I get there, because.
Look, Mom, I'm a fabulous roper. I mean, I could have gotten that one. Keep doing it. I'll get it.
No burglar's gonna wait all day for this.
I really got good in rodeo camp. This is sort of, I just gotta get used to it again. Ow! I got his hand! Good call! Roper here. My name is Cowboy Leroy. Okay, I'm gonna rope this post right here with this here rope. Here we go. I got it!
Wow, you did it! Hooray! Go! All right.
Woo!
To find out if Sam is really a good cowboy.
No, you already found out. This is just a practice,
Go,
okay?
Sam, go.
Okay, let's see it.
Go. This is gonna be a good one. Let it flow. Ah,
He's a horrible cowboy.
No,
You're-
that was just practice. See, watch this one. Watch here.
That was
This
just a
one's
practice.
worth your $1,000.
That was just a practice.
All right, very good. Wow, terrific.
And I got it wound around this water tank.
Great, wow.
But all time, I'm
Rodeo Radio.
Yeah. Before we start, let me do a little ballad. Okay, go.
Look at
You getting a lot of blueberries, guys?
Yeah. Random.
Profound words like that.
Stand right here. Cool.
Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Little Jackie Paper loved that rascal Puff and brought him strings and sealing wax and other fancy stuff. Oh, Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Together they would travel on a boat with billowed sail. Jackie kept a lookout perched on Puff's gigantic tail. Noble kings and princes would bow whene'er they came. Pirate ships would lower their flags when Puff roared out his name. Oh, Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. A dragon lives forever, but not so little boys. Painted wings and giant's rings make way for other toys. One gray night it happened, Jackie Paper came no more, and Puff that mighty dragon, he ceased his fearless roar. His head was bent in sorrow, green scales fell like rain. Puff no longer went to play along the cherry lane. Without his lifelong friend, Puff could not be brave. So Puff that mighty dragon sadly slipped into his cave. Oh, Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu.
Okay, Condon's Garage in Bucks Harbor, South Brooksville. That's a real spark plug from Condon's Garage.
You're welcome.
Condon Store. Road down to Bucks Harbor. You can go back and you can move the artwork over. You want to do it? Just hold the handle there. Kind of a rock work up there, and up on top with the gas pumps, and they got the gas up here, and there was a little house. So that probably was the store where they got their Marines.
Just don't tip that easily. Only when Dad's around they do. Man, you don't know whether this is the outside or that's the inside.
There's a Paralandra.
Just pull me forward.
Oh.
Hurry.
Do you know what the boat looks like here?
So right by there, see there it is, right here. This is where they come in. You can see this is probably in right now. You see, it's now a gift shop, but it used to be like a lobster store. And this is where they get all their boat supplies and their gasoline, all that kind of stuff.
We actually went to visit,
Watch your heads. Watch your head, Josh. Okay? Now you know about taking a different tack. And now that using tact when you take a different tack. Pumpkin Island. It's Scott.
That's one more in my house.
The little deer behind it. There's Alan Jane's house. There it is.
Look, I can see the house. Look.
There it is.
Good morning. No, stop it. I haven't moved it.
Dan?
Yes.
Now we're eating at a restaurant,
Yes.
and you know that they have something for dessert here.
Yes.
What is it?
brownies.
Pay as you go.
At the height of the First World War, Scott published a pamphlet denouncing corporate interests as the underlying cause. Though he was acquitted of treason, he has been blacklisted ever since by the teaching profession. Helen is 20 years younger and a lifelong vegetarian. She was trained as a concert violinist and had none of the practical skills that Scott had learned as a child. Together, they turned their backs on the market economy and resolved to be self-subsistent.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I prefer to have nothing to do with the credit economy. We don't owe anybody a nickel. We don't borrow any money. We don't pay any interest. And we prefer to pay as we go and wish the bankers would find useful occupations for themselves and let the economy alone.
Before the First War, Scott's books on basic economics were standard school texts. But when he was blacklisted, his books were removed from the market. Publishers still shy away from his prolific and radical writings. So the Nearings published them themselves, under the name of the Social Science Institute, filling orders right out of their own home. After 20 years of successful homesteading in Vermont, they had to abandon the first forest farm. The ski industry had moved in and turned the wilderness at Stratton Mountain into a resort. So the Nearings started all over again in Maine, building up the soil on another derelict farm. During the 1920s, Helen had been part of a group which stirred public interest in Eastern religious thought. She had traveled through Europe and to India with the young Krishnamurti, while Scott was filling halls the size of Madison Square Garden for his political debates with Clarence Darrow and Bertrand Russell. In 1918, Scott ran for Congress on the socialist ticket against Fiorello LaGuardia, and in 1928 for governor of New Jersey. So it's perhaps ironic that the Nearings are now best known as homesteaders, but that's because they've made an art of homestead living. Every year, 2,500 visitors walk up this remote country road to see and hear the good life in action. Most of them come unannounced.
And Helen was here. In about 1953, they decided to give all that up and for some reason come over here and start homesteading over here. In the middle of the winter, they were cleaning. All right.
He's got videos Can you live here? Can I stay in here and live here?
Becky?
Yes. We'll see you later.
Goose.
Nail or cut off each bud before baking. Cut root end of onion first. To ripen green fruit fast, put in a perforated plastic bag. Sprinkle scorched peas with baking soda, adding just enough water to moisten. Bruise. Left is loose, right is tight. I know that. Or the storm cellar.
Great chat. We look forward to seeing you.
Well, I'll be happy if Danny can come to you.
Got a still. this because I got it in my tongue.
Feel light as a feather.
I didn't do it.
I know, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Oh, it smells hard.
Yeah, I've always been fascinated by the word impossible. The way you get good food is to know the first name of the grower. I would get together, if I live in an urban environment, I would get together with the people in my apartment building or a bunch of my friends, get about 30 or 40 of us together. Drive out of the city a reasonable distance, find some nice farm, and say, okay, we want you to grow all of our food for us. And you're participating in what's been going on since the world was created, and animals and plants fall down, their parts are decomposed and come back up. I'm talking about the perpetual farm here. But basically it is easy. Plants want to grow. Nature wants plants to grow. And you put compost in the soil. I mean, I almost feel ridiculous saying it. It's that simple. So, if you want to have a good lawn, compost is a secret. I mean, you sift that compost and spread it out every fall on a thin layer over your lawn, and you're going to have a lawn you wouldn't believe. Even the best chemicals aren't going to come close to that. And I keep waiting for the organic golf course to appear. If we want to teach young people about life and death and all of those things, there's no better way to teach it to them than through the compost heap. I mean, this is regenerative. It's really amazing. And yeah, maybe we could all get buried in the compost. Yeah, probably the biggest surprise after doing this for all these years is how easy it is. How absolutely easy it is. And that if this is so easy, why isn't everybody paying attention?
I'm knowing for him. Elliot Coleman's farm.
Is there
Put your hand up.
Just a landscape.
What? Jump on it. What do you mean?
Horticulture specialist for that area.
Well, it's finally becoming kind of...
It's scary, isn't it?
How are you going to handle all that success?
Yeah.
I expect you to actually do it.
Fields we harvest from during October, November,
Yeah.
and then we move into the greenhouses.
Okay.
So we push what we can get away with outside the greenhouse, because it just extends the value of the greenhouse by not having to go in there soon. We're all out, and there's a man out there waiting in his car because his daughter won't go to school without one of your carrots. Really, that's a good advertisement. Yeah. Commercially, those people have really devious minds. Somebody noticed once that the only crops that will grow in oil-soaked ground are carrots. I have a nice euphemism for this, and that's why store-bought carrots so often taste like kerosene, because that's what they use as the herbicide to keep the weeds down. Right. I used to get from Johnny's called Napoli, that is particularly good for this late fall growing over winter storage. But there's another one called Mokum that works well. Minocore isn't half bad. And I asked Rob Johnson to get hold of the seed company that makes Napoli to try and see if I can figure out what the parentage is in there, if they had others that might work equally well. So I think they spend 4% of after-tax profits on research of open pollinated seeds.
Great.
I mean, what seed house is going to do that?
It's got wheels. Now somebody's got an award.
And do it 180 degrees opposite, you're more likely to be right. Well, I mean, you know, the way we deal with pests, the world considers that agricultural pests are enemies. I consider that they're indicators. I consider they're my best friends. They're telling me I've done something wrong. What's going on? And they say, it doesn't go bad. And I say, yeah, it stays bad. You guys killed it off in the factory, you know. So I phone the Food and Drug Administration, and I say, what's your definition of fresh? And I get it, and it says, you know, Section 7, Paragraph 14, that you may not use the word fresh anywhere on your label if the ingredients have been processed. I'd like to think we won. But you never win, because those guys are galloping up behind you as fast as they can get there. That if people think it's a goal, it isn't. It's a process. And you got to be working on this process continually, because the tide's coming back in, and those guys are relentless.
Here's Forest Farm.
Darling, look at these whole plates.
Naked bodies.
Oh, wow.
You look cool, Josh. Where you want to go?
Canada. Let's go. Sleeper thing. This is scary to me.
What is scary about it? Too weird? Too weird?
You might not mind
Pictures in there.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
Oh my God! Oh, a nightmare.
Let's file out.
There's the beach for it.
This is the place. This is, I'm home. You passed the dump test. I'm ready to jump in naked.
Dan, do you want to see a little crab?
Adrian.
The workshop.
Okay. This skit is going to be called The Chair.
Yay!
Yeah, and we'll be starting in 3 minutes, 2 minutes.
Okay. Hey, Cinderella?
I think it's Ma and Pa.
Sapphire, I was home.
Get out of here! I have spoken!
No, I was going in the chair.
No!
I have spoken!
I'll teach you a lesson, young man.
Go, you go.
Bye. Hey, get out of this house! Get out, before I kill you! Be careful.
You for supper. Come here. Come here, you. I got you. Come here, little girl. What do you say now?
Help, help. Help, help. Help, help.
No, I'm gonna eat you.
Save me. Save me.
Oh, come here.
Pretty good ad libber there.
I'm gonna eat you. I'm gonna eat you.
Now, come here, my strips. I shall save you.
Oh!
Come here. Get hits you again. Away, horse! Okay. Hello, this is our famous band. We have been in all the newspapers in town. I am guy and she is girl. And this is a horn and that is a recorder. We'll be playing a lot of miscellaneous songs for you. Here is our first one. Okay?
This is Thumbelina boat, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're basically twirling around, guys.
Want to try it, Dad?
It goes fast.
Really cool.
They leave. Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn themselves.
Oh, rock of my soul. Rockin' my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rockin' my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Oh, rockin' my soul. Hey, Dad.
Oh, sure.
Yeah?
Do you think the pond freezes over in the winter?
Are you kidding?
Hey,
It freezes solid, the whole thing. Forget, Josh has had nothing to say about this. He has no knowledge of it whatsoever.
It turns.
It does, it freezes solid.
Oh my gosh, well maybe that's why they have the hockey sticks up there.
That's exactly why. In the wintertime, Josh, they play hockey here. I can't believe it. This is the place. I love this place. Whoa. Fuzzy Creek Brothers. Who is the guy? Who is the guy, the old grandfather guy?
Fuzzy Creek Brothers.
Fuzzy.
So this is the 70s, I'm guessing.
Go ahead. That's our way down. Hold on tight, Josh.
Not very heavy.
Okay, good.
Easy.
Don't drop it.
It's the place.
Oh, Dad,
No, you see that? I don't know what it's for, but they put them in the back here. Maybe it fills with water. That's all we would need, right? It's kind of, what was it? Moving on.
I'm going on the boat right now.
Okay, we're going to go on a kayak boat. Wow, you got your own little coracle boat there. No, you got to paddle yourself. Let's see if you can do it. You're getting there. This is like Thumbelina
Yes, exactly.
on the walnut shell.
There you go. You guys sit.
On your mark. Get set. Go.
Josh always seems to crash into somebody.
Hit the green thing, Josh.
Whoa.
I lost already.
Very good racing, Josh. Good, Sam. Go, Josh. Let's see you do it. Wow. Oh boy, that's terrific.
There you go.
Yeah. Josh and I are going to have a race. Okay.
You're amazing. Do you see how
Rabbit.
Here's Dad on the tractor. Woo!
So one thing we really like about this house is that it's a house of a real person who lives a real life, and he's surrounded by real things.
colorful life, yeah.
Yeah, and so what kind of what do you gather from that as to what kind of person he is?
Well, it reminds you about a person who's decided to live a different life and out of the mainstream, and so you see that he kind of journals his life. He every person and everything he comes on contact with, he treats as a special walk. Sometimes he describes it with a poem. with a picture. And so he's expressed himself in all these different ways. He's kind of an artist, so he paints, he writes, he plants, he does all these, hobbies and crafts, or he frames, like I can see that that's kind of, just part of his history, part of his future, and you just forget that. You forget, it reminds you of the 60s and stuff, where people set out on a journey.
Yeah.
And they were out to really learn and discover.
Yeah.
And it's, the Nearings bring that up too. It's like you set your mind, and every day is important in that walk. And so you give yourself, something of some discipline, something of some contact, something of some growth, you try something new. So it just reminds you that you're, that's what you're doing.
Yeah. So Bex, you find this this guy kind of fascinating.
Yeah, I want to meet him.
Journals and so forth.
Because I read all of his journals.
Give him the dirty parts?
No, he doesn't really have. I mean, he has like a couple dirty pictures, but they're not like dirty to him. They're just him. I mean, usually it's him or his wife naked. So it's like.
Well, what is fascinating about this guy?
Not the pictures. Just that, like, he goes on so many different tangents. Like, he has, like, a shoe library. And he has, like, a wreath-making business that's, like, world
He has
known.
a derelict shoe museum.
Yeah.
Okay, that he actually advertised in the newspaper.
Yeah, and, like, probably got shoes from people, but who knows
and the people would come to see this derelict shoe museum.
Either that, or he just collected for his own purposes.
Yeah.
And then he had this shoe fetish, and then he had this wreath company that he has all these newspaper clippings from, so I'm guessing that, I mean, it looked like it was in a magazine, so he must have been really good at it.
Well, he made something for Smith and Hawken. What was that?
No, he actually kind of started making this into a business here, and so I think he got hammocks from Smith and Hawken, and then he sold them here to the locals.
Oh, I see.
Around here, so he'd advertise them, Smith and Hawken hammocks, so he like ran these little businesses. But there's pictures of him making baskets, so he must have been, a big basket maker. He makes those boats. He's an organic farmer.
Yeah.
That's
and it's
that's
like
kind of a Scottish thing.
Yeah, it's all these things that he's kind of researched. Like you can tell through his journals that he's come across this. What's it called, Josh? What kind of boat? A coracle boat in his travels, because he has these pictures of it, and then he goes home and he like makes it. He starts making it for.
Yeah.
He's traveled to I think India. I know he's traveled to India. I know he's traveled to I think like Germany or something.
Bali.
What is it? Italy?
Bali.
Bali. He traveled a lot of places, but I just want to know where he is now, like why, and also like why he left this place. Like he's such an interesting guy, and like there's these gorgeous pictures of this house, but like we come here and it's like it's still great, but it's like the gardens are just totally overgrown, and like it's like a secret garden in there. There's nothing really growing in it that's worth anything. Like all those blueberry fields are really amazing. That they're extensive, but they're just left for nothing, and the pond's just kind of brown. And so I just want to know where this guy went, what he's doing now. He's that interesting. So he has him and a lot of his friends. Picture of him and his friends. You can tell they're buddies because they're all lined up against this kitchen sink in one picture, and the next picture they're all in drag. And it's like he's turned everything when a guy dressed up as a girl. Or the other way around. And like everything he's turned into drag pictures, like the good life pictures, like the posters he's turned into drag. It's like what happened to the good
He's
life?
kind of making a travesty of the Nearing's good life principles.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't really know what happened to him. He has multiple wives too.
My son Sam is about to request something of me. I have no idea what it is, but I know that the charm is beginning to be expressed here. Now, Sam, with a straight face, I want to.
Try to keep the mouth like narrow.
Sammy, don't keep swaying so much. I can't see you.
Can I go? Can I go up there, start the lawnmower, and drive around a little bit?
Now I want you to express joy if I say yes.
What? What do I do?
Say that again.
Take it by the throat and strangle it until it gives me what I want.
Should I play some music?
How about that?
I got a good one there. I got one.
Throw her in. Up. There she goes. Oh, boy. I'm scared. Get her in there.
And that was one.
Olivia's penalty for never obeying anyone is a dunk in very cold water. Get her. There she goes. You never do what anyone tells you to do, and now you're going in. This is Titanic all over again. There you go. Okay. Okay.
Ah!
You're down.
Wrong way.
Come here. Huh?
Sure.
What are you doing in there? You're doing what?
Enjoying.
There goes Liv. Go, Liv.
I'm trucking. That's trucking, ball. Trucking down the line. That's trucking on the line.
Go, Liv.
And it's so hard. You ain't got the dough in me. What are they? Good job.
Are they dancing ladies?
Dancing ladies.
Are they dancing for Dad's birthday?
Evidently no.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just. And then those are Becky and you and Mollie and me.
Those are great. Very nice. And who are these guys?
That's Sam and George and Dad.
Okay, there's Sam, there's Josh, there's Dad.
No.
How come I'm so little?
No, you're the biggest.
Okay, I didn't get it.
He's 36.
36.
36. Okay.
Okay, should we sit down and eat?
Says happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
It's not
Birthday. Happy birthday.
This is the test of the new new dessert that Becky and Kaye and especially Josh have slaved over a happy afternoon. This looks wonderful. The aroma, the nose, the texture, the lightness of it.
Oh, God.
Your monkey. That's the answer. Time to get a new monkey. Dad, thank you for taking us to pick blueberries. Sri Lanka. Oh, blueberries. Thank you. Oh, I see. Thank you for letting... That's not peanuts? I thought you were the peanuts.
No.
I'm familiar with. I know this girl's name. I've seen heard it someplace.
It's me.
This is
Writing the bird's name. Very nice. Did you get that for me? Great. This looks like I've seen Dad. It says
Upper corner.
by Sam Martin,
When did I didn't write
the
that in.
king of the artists. And the monkey.
Is that a nice card?
Rowboat in Elvin's button. Thank you so much for giving us. That I will never forget to tell you about. I'm sorry we couldn't do what's on the picture, but we just did things just as fun as that. Like sailing.
Please don't read this.
Please.
Sights.
Sights.
Please.
Thanks, Kaye.
I love you, Bubbles.
But it's still better than fire.
Careful, don't dash me around with your jacket.
Boy, I can't figure out what this is. Helicopter? Whoa, look at this. Cool.
So,
What was what it was? Stone paddle, see?
Oh.
Whoa, look at this. It's cool. We've done some great drawing there. I won't screw up. I won't.
It's one side of Roger's script.
I think, do you get the idea how he's going to screw up?
Rather deceptive.
He doesn't have the other pen.
I know you won't screw up. You won't.
I don't really
Great.
get that, but...
This has been a great vacation, and I'm sorry it ever has to end. This card reminds me of you screw up. The heck? It does. Why the heck it does.
Why would any of us want run our cards?
Come to think of it, it doesn't remind me of you either. Last. May a pack of full-bladdered monkeys swing on my branch.
Well, he's enjoying his card.
Way different.
Dad, as the last days of summer and our vacation draw to a close, I don't like it already. Look up the last rays of warm summer sun. Our vacation, this house and our family in it, and store it away in the back of my mind with all the hundreds of memories we've made in years to come. I want to thank you for a life overflowing with magical times such as the time we spent in Maine. Your strong love for your family has produced moments in my life that I will never be able to. My standard for the perfect experience, one that I will strive to meet and never quite match. Thank you for the present, for the precious memories you have given me. I can honestly say that each moment I have spent with my family has been filled to the brim. We've been through, situations we've met and problems we've overcome. There's one lesson that I've always come with. Push life's experiences to perfection. There's always a memory to be made or a lesson to learn. The situation seems difficult, delve, look at it from all directions, change your tack. Remember, it's going to take and sailing.
CK?
I think it's just tack, yeah. Now push the boundaries, rethink it, and dig deeper. There's always a point at which things click. With this gift, you bless me so much. I love you and happy birthday, your little girl, Becky. Thanks, Beck.
Hold it still.
What Humbert was? He was the character in the old man who was going after the teeny bopper.
Ew.
The vacation, he's humming.
That's right. That's very true.
My card will remind you of our cozy week in Harborside. More crucial than our experience is the longing it has ignited in me to make this experience a reality. Your cry is the cry of all of our hearts, and I appreciate its persistent call. I don't want this to slip through our fingers and remain a... Let us, in our last day, the daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly plan. Our family legacy is foremost in this dream. Some ideas to think about. How to live totally in God's will and plan for our life, and to train our children to live godly and conservative lives. To be economically self-sufficient. And in a healthy way, food, energy, organization of tasks, and time. To put our relationship first. To be focused on our dream and our legacy to our family. I consider it a blessed privilege to be on this life journey with you. And I am not proud of my resistance, my past resistance. But it is never too late as the nearings have. It's bigger than both of us, and it is God's desire. I love you always, Kaye.
Getting hot in here, let's take off our clothes.
Why? Oh, beautiful. That's a really pretty painting.
Lovely. The Homer in the canoe.
That's great.
Seems a little big.
I like the green one.
Looks like a lampshade here. Yeah. A reality. You're persistent, nagging. Good. Live totally in God's will. Train our children to live godly and conservative lives. Economically self-sufficient, pay as you go.
Stronger than Dan.
Adjust the map.
But our heart was in the right place.
Over. Number 1. This is the place, guys. This is the place. Okay. Keep on truckin', the Fuzzy Freak Brothers. Livy, you know this. Fine. Elliot did it. The ghost of Stanley comes back to haunt the guests at Forest Farm, appearing at windows in the dark of night. with his arms outstretched, chanting, "Elliot did it. Elliot did it." The demise of Stanley Joseph. As Elliot plugs an old hose into the exhaust pipe and then throws the other end into the back seat of the car, he chuckles to himself. Standing by with his pitchfork, he murmurs, "Not organic, eh? Optimized, eh? I'll show you not organic." Drunk in the pantry without permission. His brain slowly turning to bread pudding. A last hurrah. Nude family picture in the coracle to be sent out with next Christmas greeting cards. Look what's happened to the good life. Adrian's Soupless Cafe. Dad coins the phrase, "while you're at it," when ordering Sam from the table to the car and back to the car again, even though Sam was originally Mealtimes as his dinner gets cold.
That's good, Beth.
May a diseased camel barf on your biscuits. As Becky won, bethumped, many more insults were to follow. What's another one, Josh?
Man, you Argentinian goose.
May a swarm of oversexed hummingbirds suck up your nectar. May a hippopotamus in heat date your grandmother.
I heard of overbladdered monkeys swing on your branch.
What?
I heard of overbladdered monkeys swing on your branch.
When you start wearing open-toed shoes. And Bubbles. What good Puritan name should Livy choose for her doll? I think we'll call her Bubbles.
Hey, Sam, what is it you want? You can smile, as you said. You don't have to hold back the smile.
Me and Josh.
Yes. Spit it out, Sam. What is it?
Okay, can me and Josh ride the lawnmower?
Okay. Go ahead. Trying to get to the island. I didn't say drown and wave, I said turn and wave.
Dad, look it. Left, move.
Okay, what are you again?
I am the famous cartwheel guy.
Okay, let's
Here
see
we
the
go.
famous cartwheel guy.
Move it the way. Oh, oh.
Very good, you're not dead. What about you? What can you do? The famous cartwheel girl. And someone who actually knows how to do it. Good for her. Josh can do it, I know that. Very good.
Okay, famous handstand guy.
Okay, let's see.
This would be a very high quality handstand. Oh!
Not bad.
So I do better ones.
Let's see if you can do it. You don't know how to do it. Wow. Oh my gosh, you can really do it. Very good.
Look at this.
Yeah, that.
That's the main house. There's the other Maples, the other 3-bedroom. View from the Maples. And right beyond Maples is another smaller one.
The black Josh.
These are the 2 small islands in Maine that I call home. Before opening up my studio in the morning, I do a few chores. I check the water pump, the generator engines, and gasoline tanks. There's always something to do. I should climb up there and oil these doors. Today it is warm, so we won't need a fire, but on cool mornings of spring or fall, and on damp, foggy summer mornings, a few sticks of wood in this stove will warm things up. Boston is the locale for my story, Make Way for Ducklings. I used to live just around the corner from Lewisburg Square. I used to walk through this square almost every day, then walk down Beacon Hill, through the public gardens on my way to art school. And I used to see these ducks and feed them, and here were the children, and the bicycles, and the bridges, and the policemen, swan boats. Looking back on it now, they all seem to be waiting around, ready to be put in a picture book. But it was not until 4 years later that I wrote the first draft of Make Way for Ducklings. And it took another 2 years of doing before the book was finished. I made hundreds and hundreds of sketches of ducklings. I lived with ducklings in my New York studio. I watched them for days, making sketches as they wandered around or swam in my bathtub. Here are wing studies of mature ducks, of duck proportions, and of how a duck is put together. I made special trips to Boston to make background drawings. And of course, not just drawings, but duck's eye drawings. You have to rather think like a duck when you put together a book like this. Well, let's put the ducklings to bed for now and head off for a different part of the country. This time to the Middle West, to Hamilton, Ohio, where I was born. Here is the end page from Lentil, depicting the Ohio countryside of 40 years ago. In this book, and in Homer Price and in Centerburg Tales, are remembered pictures. No actual places, people, or things. These books were written and illustrated years after I'd moved away from Ohio. Here is Hamilton's Soldiers and Sailors Monument. Quite impressive, isn't it? I whittled it down in size and scaled it down to fit a smaller town. Here is the house where I was born. The peak of the house you see in the rear is the house where I grew up. Upstairs in this house is the bathroom I drew in Lentil, with that funny old wash basin made of marble. And now here is the house that I thought of when I drew Colonel Carter's house. I changed it slightly. I added a cupola. I put a brick wall in front of it instead of a fence. Lentil shows up better against the wall than he would against all of that wrought iron. And now, for the most part, you've seen only the raw material for my stories. And I realize that I must emphasize the importance of drawing and its relationship to my work. Speaking of drawing, people will say, oh, he's so clever with his hands. He can draw so well. And true, hands do play a part in drawing, but it's an automatic part, like shuffling cards or knitting. Drawing is, most of all, a way of seeing and of thinking. In drawing, your mind can project. For instance, I can look at one donut and think of a light snack. I can look at 15,000 donuts and come up with a story. After years of drawing, with me, this way of thinking has become a habit. I can't turn it off at the end of an 8-hour day. It goes right on ticking, whether or not I have a brush in my hand. Most of my friends and neighbors just don't seem to see as I do, even looking at simple little things like a ball of string, mousetrap, or an abstract expressionist painting. Sometimes they're amused, sometimes they yawn, and sometimes they're annoyed, and it gets pretty lonely up here on Cloud 9, or up here on the roof like old Sneap. And they're all down there looking up at me like I'm some kind of a nut. But I'm not a nut, really, as anybody can see. I have one foot resting on reality and the other foot planted firmly on a banana peel.
When we say